The 5th year of my engagement to Marcus. He secretly married a female college student. By the time I arrived, they were passionately kissing amidst the cheers of the crowd. When Marcus saw me, he raised an eyebrow and said, "Don't worry, little girl. She wanted a wedding, but we didn't get a marriage certificate." I didn't cry or make a scene, I just turned and left. He thought I was sulking until that blue blood guy posted a picture of their marriage certificate. Marcus banged on my door in the pouring rain, desperate. I opened the door, my cheeks still flushed. "Don't worry, I just got the certificate, we're not married." Oscar, wearing only a towel around his waist, came down from upstairs and wrapped his arms around my waist. "So, I'm not officially recognized?" The lively wedding scene. Guests were urging the couple to kiss. The bride in her wedding dress looked shy, and Marcus held her head, deepening the kiss little by little. I stood there, dazed, watching the two of them kiss passionately on stage. Marcus's good friend spotted me and called out in a panic, "Amanda." In an instant, the lively atmosphere turned completely quiet. I walked toward Marcus. The little girl clumsily tried to hide behind him. Marcus showed no embarrassment at being caught by his fiancée. He playfully pulled the girl closer and smirked, "Chloe's been begging to marry me, but don't worry, we didn't get a marriage certificate. You're the only one who will ever be my wife." Marcus and I grew up together as childhood friends. After graduation, we got engaged under the arrangement of our families. He was notorious in his circle for being a playboy, constantly changing girlfriends, which made me lose face. I smiled faintly. Reaching into my bag, I pulled out a square brocade box. "This is your family's heirloom bracelet. I'm returning it." Marcus took it, playing with it in his hands, and chuckled sarcastically, "So, you took the bracelet out just to make me break up?" I didn't miss the disbelief in his eyes. "Marcus, our engagement is over starting today. From now on, we can live our own lives, no strings attached." His expression changed on the spot. "Amanda, say that again." Seeing things escalating, his friend quickly interjected, "Amanda, calm down. This wedding doesn't count. Marcus is just playing around. You're the one he's really going to marry." Witnessing my fiancé marry another woman like this was a huge spectacle. I didn't cry or make a scene, I calmly turned to leave. "Marcus, you should go after Amanda." Marcus confidently replied, "What's there to chase? This isn't the first time. She'll come back in a few days. You've never caused such a fuss before. No woman would accept the person she loves marrying someone else. I suggest you go check on her." Marcus glanced toward the door, his dark eyes narrowing slightly. Chloe suddenly tugged at his sleeve, "Can I see that bracelet?" After leaving the wedding venue, I called my best friend, Renee, to meet up for drinks. When she arrived and saw 2 empty wine bottles, she understood immediately. "What happened? Did you fight with Marcus again? Did he find a celebrity this time or a college student?" Hearing that name made my heart ache like a needle. "He got married today." After I explained the whole situation, Renee picked up a bottle and was ready to smash that jerk. "You should have dumped him long ago. I'll send you a link with the best guys in our circle, take your time to look." My phone suddenly started buzzing nonstop. I glanced down. In less than a minute, over 30 people had contacted me. "I need to go to the restroom." In the hallway, a man stood in a suit that looked out of place here, his shirt collar casually unbuttoned, leaning against the wall smoking, looking a bit intimidating. Maybe he sensed my gaze, he frowned and looked over. "Oscar? What's he doing here?" I walked over, smiling lightly. "Mr. Oscar, can I borrow a cigarette?" He raised an eyebrow. "Weren't you a good girl after getting with Marcus? Aren't you afraid he'll find out you smoke?" I didn't respond. He leaned closer and said in a teasing tone, "I heard he threw a grand wedding for another woman today. Are you two breaking up?" I reached for the cigarette and lighter. After lighting it expertly, I exhaled a puff of smoke, looking at him with a hint of a smile. "Wanna come to my place tonight?" Our eyes met. The adult's intentions were clear. Oscar extinguished his cigarette with a chuckle. I suddenly remembered he was known for not being interested in women and was about to explain, "Just kidding." To my surprise, he agreed. Oscar unlocked my door with my fingerprint, then pressed me against it. His large hand cradled the back of my head as he kissed me directly. Amanda, are you a dog? Be gentle when you bite. I frowned slightly. Can you stop talking? Right now, what you need to do is make me speechless. The entire night. Oscar showed me what it really meant to speak recklessly. I only fell asleep at dawn, and then my phone rang. I could barely open my eyes and just reached out aimlessly to fumble for it on the bed. A light chuckle came from beside me as Oscar found my phone. When he saw it was a video call from Marcus, his expression darkened immediately. He handed me the phone, pulling the blanket up to my collarbone. I answered, forcing my drowsy eyes open. Marcus smiled coldly. Didn't you say yesterday that we could go our separate ways? How come less than a day later you're talking to my mom about Chloe? Who went to your mom? Are you crazy? What are you making a scene for so early in the morning? As soon as I opened my mouth, I froze. My voice was hoarse. Marcus asked, puzzled, do you have a cold? I smiled lightly. What are you pretending not to understand? He realized what I meant and suddenly raised his voice, leaning closer to the phone. Where are you? Who are you with? Sir, we're no longer in a relationship. Where I am and who I'm with is none of your business. I was too exhausted to talk, so I ended the video call directly. In the bar, Marcus looked unhappy. Amanda hung up on you? She wouldn't actually be serious about breaking the engagement, would she? Impossible. This is just Marcus's old trick to threaten her. If she really wanted to break it off, would she be able to let go? Clearly, she's just putting on a show, pretending to be with another man to make you jealous, hoping you'll be the one to chase after her first. This kind of trick is so common now. Everyone laughed. Marcus's expression eased a bit. The original sleepiness was disturbed by the phone call, and I frowned unhappily. Oscar noticed, what's so great about Marcus? He was such a playboy before marriage, he won't stick to you after. He's not worthy of you. I looked up, puzzled. Oscar picked up a cigarette from the bedside table, lit it, and suddenly became serious. When it comes to family connections, mine is no worse than theirs. What are you trying to say, Mr. Oscar? Oscar glanced at me. I know you've always wanted to secure that East District development project, but it won't be easy on your own. If we got married and collaborated, it would be much easier. At that moment, I was fully awake. With your capabilities, you could definitely handle it alone. Why do you want to share the spoils with me? Maybe I just don't want you to get a free ride? I couldn't help but smirk, pondering for a few seconds before extending my right hand. Let's work together. 40 minutes later, Oscar and I walked out of the Civil Affairs Bureau. Looking at the marriage certificate in my hand, I felt a bit dazed. Let's go. Huh? Are we going to meet the client now? Oscar patted my head with a smile. We're going on our honeymoon. We put on our diving gear and immersed ourselves in the azure sea, feeling the ocean's mystery and beauty. Beautiful corals and schools of fish that we could almost touch. Oscar and I exchanged a hand signal, indicating for me to follow him. As we descended to a certain depth, looking up, it felt like we were beneath a starry sky at the bottom of the sea. After coming ashore, the staff told me my phone had been ringing non-stop. I opened my phone, and dozens of messages popped up. Hello, Miss Amanda, this is the manager of DK Bridal Shop. When would you be available to try on wedding dresses? Hello, Miss Amanda, I'm the head of wedding planning. What kind of flowers do you like? We can arrange air transport for them. Hello, Mr. Oscar has ordered a diamond ring for you at our shop. When can you come in to try it on? If the size doesn't fit, it can be adjusted. Wedding dresses? Flowers? Rings? The more I read, the more my brows furrowed. Had my phone number been leaked? Just then, my phone rang again. I glanced at the screen. It was Marcus calling. Hello. He answered with a questioning tone. Where have you been? I've called you so many times, and the company said you took a month off. What I do is none of your business. Don't forget, we've broken up. Marcus didn't seem bothered. He even laughed. Aren't you just mad because I organized a wedding for Chloe? I'm arranging one for you too. You should have received the messages and calls. Just tell them what kind of wedding dress and setup you like, and they'll arrange it for you. I was at a loss for words. Are you out of your mind? Though I couldn't see his expression, I could imagine the look on Marcus's face when he heard me say that. Amanda. You're throwing a fit over the wedding. I'm now offering to plan one for you. What more do you want? You're not done sulking yet, are you? I'm telling you, this is your only chance. If you don't want to get married, then don't ever get married. That was Marcus for you. If he offered you something sweet and you didn't catch it in time, it was your fault. You're crazy. We've broken up, don't call me again. You can marry whoever you want. Marcus kept repeating good on the other end of the line. Amanda, I gave you a chance, you're the one rejecting it. Don't regret it. What a lunatic. Oscar changed his clothes and asked, was that Marcus on the phone? I took a deep breath and replied, yeah, he thinks I'm mad because of a wedding, so he wants to plan one for me. I can't believe I was blind enough to date that guy. Oscar chuckled but didn't say anything further. The next month, we visited the mysterious blue ice caves in Iceland. We took a hot air balloon ride in Turkey. On the day we returned home, Renee asked me out. I had layered concealer several times, but still couldn't cover the marks on my collarbone. I had to find a silk scarf from my wardrobe to tie around my neck. As soon as she sat down, she gulped down 2 glasses of wine. I'm so mad. Marcus has completely lost it. He rented all the electronic screens in the Capitol and had First Line Star's record birthday wishes for that Chloe girl, playing them on repeat for a month. Doesn't he consider your feelings? I held my glass calmly and replied, I'm getting married. At first, Renee didn't believe me until she saw the marriage certificate. Oscar? He's known for being aloof with women. How did you manage to snag him? That's not important. What matters is Marcus is no comparison to him. I really want to see Marcus's face when he finds out you're married to Oscar. Her anger from earlier dissipated. We have to celebrate this. Tonight, I'll treat you. Renee couldn't handle her alcohol. After a few bottles, she was tipsy. I set my glass down and said, stay put, I'll go get you some tea to sober up. In the hallway, I bumped into Philip. He eagerly approached, Amanda, you're here. Marcus and the others are in box 6. I have nothing to do with Marcus anymore, you all enjoy yourselves. Philip assumed I was still upset. What Marcus did was indeed too much. Just give him a chance to apologize in person. We're in box 6, I'll head over first, and Amanda, you come over later, okay? To get back to box 3, I had to pass by box 6. I heard familiar voices. I stood at the door, peering through the crack. Marcus was lounging on the sofa, several buttons of his shirt undone, and Chloe had swollen lips, clearly showing what had happened. Marcus, I just saw Amanda at the door. I told you she can't let go of you. I didn't expect Amanda to hold out this long without contacting you. It's only been a month. I heard Marcus is throwing a birthday party for another woman, she couldn't help but come back. Marcus's expression was cold, who let her come? We've broken up. Enough already. This is the first time Amanda hasn't contacted you for this long, right? Be careful, you don't want this to blow up. Yeah. Marcus, you should get rid of this girl quickly, before Amanda gets angry again. Marcus glanced at the obedient Chloe beside him. She lowered her head, her voice soft, today is my birthday. I touched the silk scarf around my neck, took it off, and pushed the door open. All eyes turned to me. The marks on my neck were too obvious, even in the dim bar light, Marcus noticed. He shot up, squinting. What's that on your neck? I remembered how Oscar had left marks on me last night. I smiled and said, hickeys. Marcus kicked the nearby table, shadows evident in his eyes. Who did that? Amanda, you really went out and found another man behind my back. Who did it matters to you? Marcus, a decent ex should be like a ghost. He sneered, Amanda, if I ever contact you again, I swear I'm a dog. Renee had drunk her sobering tea and asked, why were you gone so long? I almost came looking for you. Hearing things crashing in the adjacent room, I said, I had to deal with something, otherwise, there'd always be flies buzzing around, which is annoying. Let's go. Since we both had been drinking, we called a designated driver. Before long, the girl in college who married Marcus entered the entertainment industry after graduation. After gaining some success, she hired a group of online commenters to post on my company's official account. Mr. Marcus treats Chloe very differently, willing to throw a grand wedding for her. I advise some people to part ways peacefully and not cling to being Marcus's fiancé. The one not loved is the real third party. My assistant handed me a tablet. Should we delete the comments guiding public opinion? Find out Chloe's scandals, sell them to the reporters, and then notify the media companies we work with to cut off any resources for her. Got it, I'll handle it. What if Marcus tries to interfere? Don't worry about him, just finish what I told you. An hour later, Chloe's comment section was in chaos. You're a third party, hiding in the shadows is one thing, but how dare you openly provoke the original owner? I was in the same class as Chloe. She seemed sweet, but she actually bullied me at school, using her family's wealth. I have many scars on my arms from her. She also stole the awards that should have been mine. Turns out she was like this in school. I'm Chloe's stand-in actress. In the crew, unless it's a must-show scene, I do all the rest. She can barely film a third of the scenes, the rest are done by stand-ins or edited in post. The most despicable one is Marcus. Changing girlfriends every few days, a man like that should have been gone long ago. Marcus, aren't you going to answer your girlfriend's calls? She's almost being dragged through the mud by netizens. Amanda is still the same, she holds a grudge against everyone except you. Marcus didn't respond to that. Instead, he asked, has Amanda called you guys again these past few days? The others exchanged glances, no. Are you deliberately hyping up Chloe to get on Amanda's nerves? I think you've got it wrong. Everyone knows about you and Chloe. Did Amanda even call you? Marcus, if you really want to be with Amanda, just give in and call her. There's nothing to lose. If someone else swoops in first, then let her do what she wants. If she wants to break up, fine by me. I'm not losing anything over her. Later that night, I got a message from Renee. By the way, I forgot to mention that there's a rumor going around that Oscar likes guys. Is he good at it? I couldn't help but laugh at the message, but before I could reply, I felt a shadow looming over me. Likes guys? I looked up and met Oscar's knowing gaze. Why not find out tonight if I'm any good at it? By the time I realized what was happening, he was already on the bed. Maybe it was the alcohol, but I felt my cheeks flush. Just as desire peaked, I bit down on his shoulder. Outside, the rain poured heavily, while inside, tension thickened the air. My phone kept ringing tirelessly on the nightstand. After we finished, Oscar picked it up. It's Marcus. Do you want to answer? My eyes reddened as I shook my head. Amanda, he's clinging to you like a leech. It's hard for me to watch. Then why don't you just take the call? Maybe it was my imagination, but I thought I saw a glint of triumph in his eyes. As soon as I picked up, Marcus's slurred voice came through, Amanda, I'm drunk. Come get me. I've been making a scene these past few days, why haven't you checked on me? Oscar scoffed, it's me. There was a moment of silence on the other end, and then Marcus snapped, Oscar, have you no shame? Playing the role of a third wheel. We're legally married. What's it to you if I call my wife in the middle of the night? Impossible. He suddenly softened his tone, Amanda, please come get me. I won't cause any more trouble. I steadied myself, Marcus, I've been clear with you. You're just my ex. Oscar raised an eyebrow, clearly satisfied. Without giving Marcus a chance to respond, he hung up. Meanwhile, at the bar, Marcus remained frozen after the call. I think this time Amanda really won't come back. Honestly, it's not entirely her fault. Marcus has been way out of line these past few years. Sneaking around is one thing, but he always has to make a huge scene. You were engaged to Chloe, and the last girl you showered with gifts was a little star, right? If I were Amanda, I would have left you long ago. Enough. If she wants to break up, then let her. Besides, you don't even like Amanda. Marcus didn't reply, he just grabbed his car keys and left. The others couldn't keep up. He can't drive after drinking. We're in trouble. He's out of sight. Probably heading to find Amanda. And with Oscar there, things could get messy. Amanda, I want to post on IG. At that moment, Oscar seemed completely different from usual, dangerously alluring. For reasons I couldn't explain, I nodded. Just a minute after posting, my phone buzzed with notifications. Is this for real? Congratulations. Looks like you finally got what you wanted. But does Amanda know you've had a crush on her for so long? Wait, isn't that Marcus's fiancé? What's going on? Congratulations. Congratulations. Oscar typed back a few comments while smoking and then went to take a shower. When I heard urgent knocking from downstairs, I tried to ignore it by covering my head with the blanket, but the knocking only got louder, persistent as ever. I slipped into a black camisole and went downstairs, guessing who it was. I pulled out the marriage certificate from the drawer. When I opened the door, my cheeks still flushed. Marcus stood there, soaked from the rain. Amanda, I won't mess around anymore. Let's make up. I didn't think much of it at the time, I just thought it was one wedding, nothing to threaten your position, so I agreed. I leaned weakly against the doorframe, glancing at the marriage certificate in my hand. I've got the license, we're just short of the wedding. When we have the wedding, we'll definitely invite Marcus to celebrate. Oscar, only wearing a towel around his waist, came down and wrapped his arms around my waist. Marcus clenched his fist. I considered you a friend, yet you're after Amanda? Oscar grabbed his collar and punched him back. Do you not realize how much crap you've done? She put up with you for 5 years. You've been pushing her away all this time. They went back and forth, neither willing to back down. Marcus stood in the rain, eyes glistening. Amanda, I'm drunk. Can you make me some soup to sober up? Oscar cursed under his breath. With a loud bang, he slammed the door shut. He pinned me against the door while the knocking continued outside. Amanda, when are we getting married? I want a title. You had such a grand engagement. Our wedding has to be even better. I tiptoed and kissed the corner of his mouth. Okay. The next day, I got a call from Philip. Marcus crashed into a guardrail on the way back last night. The front of the car was totaled, but thankfully, he wasn't seriously hurt and is now in the hospital. Amanda, can you come see him? He won't eat or drink and refuses to cooperate with the doctors. He insists on seeing you. How many phone numbers do you have? He hesitated, just this one. I hung up and blocked him. Why was Marcus looking for me, his ex-fiancée who's now married, instead of his parents or current girlfriend? Philip showed Marcus the black screen of his phone. Marcus, she really doesn't want you anymore. She even blocked my number. Marcus stared at the chat box, silent. Later, when no one was watching, he left the hospital. I had been busy with the East District project. That day, when I returned to the apartment to grab some documents, I found Marcus sitting in the flower bed downstairs, still in his hospital gown. He approached cautiously, calling out, Amanda. I pressed my fingers to my temples, exhausted. What do you want? Perhaps due to his illness, he looked a bit frail. Oscar is doing this on purpose. He's always had his eye on you. He wants us to break up so he can swoop in. Do you remember back in school when someone stuffed love letters in your backpack and you got really mad? That was Oscar. What? Oscar was so cold back then that we could only whisper about him. No one dared to ask for his contact. The love letter in my backpack was from Oscar? He's jealous that I got engaged to you, so he's been trying to sabotage me. So, you're saying he forced you to date those celebrities and university girls? He pressured you into having a wedding? Marcus looked down, avoiding the topic. Amanda, I got caught in the rain and now have a fever. Can I come upstairs for some water? No, I'm married now. I dialed his mother's number. Okay. 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 I'm on my way. When she arrived, she slapped him, exasperated. What are you doing here embarrassing yourself? Just look at what you've done. I can't even face Amanda's parents, because of you. Hurry up and leave. I have a few important meetings to attend, so I'll head out now. Okay. You go handle your business. I'll take care of this brat right now. I politely nodded and turned to leave. To my surprise, when I returned, Marcus was still sitting there. He was wearing a thin hospital gown, and people passing by couldn't help but glance over. He stared blankly at the entrance of the community. As soon as he saw my car pull in, he immediately stood up. I took a deep breath. Not wanting to deal with him, I tried to walk past, but he blocked my way, pulling out the brocade box I had returned. I never intended to give this bracelet to anyone else. Can you please take it back? I smiled and opened my phone to find a photo. It was a selfie of Chloe wearing that bracelet. Marcus quickly explained. That day when you left, she said she wanted to see it, so I gave it to her. She just tried it on for fun. I didn't want to waste time talking to him, shaking his hand off and heading upstairs. When Oscar returned, I saw them exchange a few words upstairs, and the next moment, they were fighting. I rushed down. Oscar, what makes you think you're any better than me? Are you brave enough to tell Amanda about everything you've done? My cheating wouldn't have happened without your influence. That East District project was clearly your setup for her. Screw this collaboration. Amanda, don't let him fool you. Oscar shot me a nervous glance. I took his hand, intertwining our fingers. I handed the wedding candy to Marcus. Our wedding is on the 8th of next month. You're welcome to join us. Back in the room, Oscar still seemed distracted. This was the first time I'd seen him like this. He explained, some of what Marcus said is true. I knew you wanted that East District project, so I used it as a cover to marry you. He cheated because I hinted to the manager at a party to bring girls he liked in front of him. I'm not as good as you think, I'm quite calculating. I looked into his eyes and said, I know exactly what kind of person Marcus is. Even without you, he wouldn't stick to this life for long and would propose we go our separate ways. Oscar froze. You're not mad at me? I chuckled softly, of course not. I married you after careful consideration. Only naive girls think love is all that matters. I watched as the tension in Oscar gradually eased. The East District project started smoothly. Our wedding preparations were also underway. One day, I was torn between whether to use only chocolate for the wedding candies or to mix in various types of candies. My phone pinged with a notification, your friend is live streaming. Curious, I clicked in. Marcus was awkwardly kneeling on the ground, his pants visibly torn at the knees. He knelt with every word, I'm sorry. Amanda. Kneeling with each step, he repeated. I recalled when we first started dating, he said, if I ever hurt you, I'd kneel all the way to the mountaintop. Seeing such a chaotic scene, I fell silent for a minute. I quickly pulled out my phone to call him, but Marcus didn't answer. The comments flooded the screen. After all, it's not every day you get to see a famous group's president in such a state. I watched the man in the video ignore my call. If he really intended to kneel all the way to the mountaintop, it would take at least a day and a night. Most importantly, it was humiliating. He kept muttering, I'm sorry, Amanda. Philip called, Amanda, even though Marcus hurt you, he's burning up and hasn't recovered yet. Can you please pity him and give him a call? If you have time to call me, why not take a few people with you and knock him out to take him back to the hospital? And so, Marcus continued kneeling. Not caring about others' opinions. Ignoring any phone calls. And dismissing all advice. Philip and the others had no way to stop him and could only let him do as he pleased. It wasn't until the next night that Marcus finally reached the top. Exhausted, he fainted and was carried down by doctors. When I received a call from his mom, I was with my mom, finalizing wedding details. Amanda, I really don't have the face to ask you, but Marcus wants to see you, we can't talk to him. My mom gestured for me to hand her the phone. My daughter is getting married now, so it might not be convenient for her to see your son. How about this, I'll have my son-in-law run over, they know each other and we're good friends, so it might work. Marcus's mom sighed, if Oscar goes, it might just provoke him more. Better not. No way. As the saying goes, fight fire with fire. It's settled, I'll have Oscar go over. At the hospital, I waited outside the ward. When Marcus saw Oscar, it was like enemies meeting, and sparks flew. Oscar, I can't believe you set me up. Since the first actress, I've been caught in your trap and can't escape. You can't control your lower half, who can you blame? That's only because you kept scheming against me. Without your tricks, I wouldn't have ended up like this with Amanda. Outside, the gardenias were blooming. I stepped out for a moment, missing the rest of their conversation. I don't know what Oscar said to him. In the following days, Marcus didn't show up in front of me. I did run into Chloe a few times. Can I talk to you? She spoke with her head down, her voice very quiet. It was hard to connect her with the person who hired trolls to attack me online. Chloe kept her head down, her fingers nervously intertwining, not speaking for a long time. Just as I was about to leave, she finally said, I'm pregnant. I took a sip of coffee and replied, what do you mean by coming to me? That child in your belly can't possibly be mine, right? Chloe looked up, stunned. The child is Marcus's, but he doesn't want it. Can you talk to him for me? I'm willing to give up everything, even return all the things he gave me, as long as he lets me have this baby. You've got the wrong person. I have no reason to talk to him about this as his ex-fiancé. And stop pretending in front of me. Clearly, you know what's more important, this child or what Marcus gave you. Chloe suddenly knelt down. But right now, he only thinks about you. Without you, he might let me have this baby. His friends all say I'm the exception, only I can make him marry me, right? He even gave me a ring, which means he's thought about marrying me. There are too many exceptions with Marcus. Many people have received his exceptions. Other than that pink diamond you have, if I remember correctly, many girls received identical rings. Chloe couldn't believe it, no way. You're lying. Everyone says I've spent the longest time by his side, you must be lying. Did Marcus ever promise you that ring was only for you? Chloe opened her mouth but found she had no rebuttal. See? He won't even bother to deal with you. Chloe wanted to say something else. I interrupted her. I hope you won't appear in front of me again or come to the office, because we really aren't that familiar. Assistant, please escort her out. After the assistant took her away, they knocked and came back in. Boss, don't listen to Chloe's nonsense, that child in her belly isn't Marcus's. My friend said ever since she was sidelined by the company, she's been trying every way to get re-signed, and you can probably guess how. I looked up at the assistant, continue to follow up on the East District project. As for trivial matters, don't report them to me. On the day of the wedding, the weather was beautiful. Friends from our circle all showed up. Congratulations. Congratulations. I thought you'd marry Marcus, but didn't expect. Today is Amanda's wedding day, what nonsense are you talking about? I think Oscar is miles better than Marcus. Renee has never liked Marcus, at a wedding, she was even less willing to hear that name. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really have a loose tongue. I smiled and didn't mind, why don't you sit down first? The ceremony is about to start. The wedding venue was decorated in a Chinese style, grand and solemn. The wedding dress was specially made for me by Oscar, with a magnificent outer layer embroidered with golden phoenixes, a phoenix crown atop my head, with gold tassels hanging down on both sides, the crown and veil draped over my shoulders. The union of two families, an agreement made. A good match forever, both recognized equally. After the ceremony, I changed into my toasting outfit. Philip said, Marcus regrets it now. If he could do it again, he said he would definitely cherish you. Philip was still chattering. I didn't notice Oscar's ugly face. I smiled and separated the two of us. After a busy day, I lay on the bed when I got home, and Oscar took off my clothes for me. In the bathroom. My back was against the cold wall, and the mist blurred Oscar's and my eyes. He hooked my waist, and before I could come to my senses, dense kisses had already fallen.